Hi everyone and welcome to your maths lesson today. So we're going to be moving on to looking at a week of time this week. So we're going to start off by sequencing events in chronological order. So I want you to have a think of all of the things that you have done this morning before you have taken part in this lesson. So I want you to have a look at the little poster here that gives us some information as to what this person has done throughout their day. So first, they've brushed their teeth. Next, they've sat and read a story. Finally, they've gone to sleep. So we're saying that these, everything that happened prior to this is before, and everything that happened after, later than this is after. Okay, so here's some sentences. First, I brush my teeth. Next, I look at a book. Finally, I go to sleep. I brush my teeth before I look at a book. I go to sleep after I look at a book. So I would like you to have a go at writing a set of sentences that show me how you would use the words first, next, finally, before, and after, just as this poster here has done. So showing your understanding of the words to show the sequence of events in the correct order. So have a go at that for me and then come back to the video and continue with your lesson today. Okay, welcome back, Bumblebees. So in today's lesson, we're going to tell and read the time to the nearest 5 minutes. So we're just going to have a quick recap of telling the time to the nearest 5 minutes, and then we will move on for today's learning. So let's have a look at our recap of telling the time. So we tell the time in hours and minutes, and this is a clock face without any hands on it. So this is the hour hand. It's the shortest hand on the clock, and it always points to the hour that it is. So here it's pointing to 8, which means it must be 8 o'clock. And this is the minute hand. The minute hand is longer. It goes over the set of numbers. It's longer than the hour hand, and it goes round the clock a lot faster. It goes round every minute. When the minute hand is pointing to 12, it's showing a full hour, and we call this o'clock. On the clock, the hour hand is pointing to the 8, and the minute hand is pointing to the 12. This clock is showing that the time is 8 o'clock. So we have two 8 o'clocks in a day. We can have an 8 o'clock in the morning and an 8 o'clock in the evening. Okay, so let's have a look and see if we can work out what time it is. There's some clues on the clock here. So it is 7 o'clock because the hour hand is pointing to the number 7. What time is it now? It's 3 o'clock because the hour hand is pointing to the number 3. What time is it now? It's 11 o'clock. What time is it now? It is 6 o'clock. And what time is it now? It's 9 o'clock. And this time here with both hands together, it's 12 o'clock. So which of these clocks shows 2 o'clock? So remember, read the clock really carefully. So this one is showing 8 o'clock. This one is showing 3 o'clock. So that means this one is showing 2 o'clock. Well done if you managed to get that one correct. So same again, which clock is showing 4 o'clock? So we'll start with this one. This clock is showing 10 o'clock. This clock is showing 9 o'clock. And this clock is showing 4 o'clock. So it means that it's this one that's the right answer. Okay, same again. See if you can spot 10 o'clock. If you've spotted it, make sure you point to it as we're going through. It is this clock. Well done. The one that is pointing to 10. Excellent. And which of these clocks shows 3 o'clock? So again, read down the hands to see where each hand is pointing to. And it is this one. Well done, everyone. Okay, so let's move on to having a look at reading it to more specific times this time. So we're going to have a look at telling the time. So let's just recap some questions. How many seconds are there in 1 minute? There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. How many minutes are there in 1 hour? I'll give you a clue. It's the same answer. So there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. How many minutes are there in a quarter of an hour? If we were to divide 60 by 4, because it's 4 quarters, how many minutes would there be? It would be 15. Well done if you managed to say that. And how many minutes are there in half an hour? Or 30 minutes past, there are 30. How many days are there in a month? Well, that's a bit of a tricky question because it varies. There could be 28 days in a month, there could be 29 days in a month, there could be 30 days, or there could be 31. And how many days are there in a year? Again, it varies because if we're in a leap year, it's a little bit different, but there are 365 and 366 in a leap year. Well done. So a clock face is a full circle, and when we split it, when we use our fractions, it's made up of 4 quarters. So we've got 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, and 4 quarters. And each section here, I'm just going to change my pen colour so it's a bit easier. This section here is in fact 1 quarter. And when the minute hand moves along to here, it's 15 minutes. So every quarter is another 50, is another 15 minutes, just like that. Okay, there are 15 minutes in a quarter of an hour. So when we tell the time, we either say it's past the hour, so around here it would be past the hour, or to the hour. So I'm going to place a time on the clock now. So I'm going to put my minute hand here, pointing to 10 minutes past, and I'm going to put my hour hand here to 7. So this is showing me that it is 10 minutes past 7 o'clock. So my clock has gone 10 minutes past 7 o'clock. Okay, let's have another go. So let's have a go at this time. My minute hand is pointing here. This is my minute hand, and this is my hour hand. So how many minutes past is it? So go right round the clock first of all and read along the hands so we know it is 20 minutes past 2. Okay, well done if you've managed to work that one out. It's 20 minutes past 2. Let's have another go. So I'm going to just go to delete those again. Right, this time my minute hand is pointing here, and my hour hand is pointing here. So what time is it showing? If you have said, let's go from the top again, right the way round, if you said it's 25 minutes past 9, then you would be right. Well done, everyone. So in today's lesson, I would like you to have a go at looking at the clock faces that you can see on the website and having a read of the times. So read the times and see if you can work out what time the clock is showing and send your answers through to me. Have some fun and let me know how you get on. Take care, everyone.